welcome to TWF Dynamite or Mite. I, Michael Cole, with Tony Schiavone and with Taz. And today on Dynamite or Mite, we have a good show here today. But yesterday we're going to talk about what happened on NXT yesterday. Yesterday on NXT we saw, I guess it would be Manape, I'm not sure how to say her name. Michael Cole says we saw her take on Drew McIntyre and beat him. But do we really believe that this war that Drew McIntyre has started is over? Well, to tell you one thing right now, Michael, I don't truly believe, Tony Schiavone says, that this war is over. Drew McIntyre's been making foes of many folks. First with Strana, then with Gajora, then with Ecliptor, then with Ric Flair. Now he did something with Alaska and Manape. So, yeah, he's just making so many foes, Tony Schiavone says. Well, don't forget, Taz says, don't forget Michael and Tony. He also made a foe with Asuka, and he wants to win the TWF heavyweight winnings. And I don't think he's going to be happy until he's a three-time TWF heavyweight fighter. Well, I should know too, because I should know that I wasn't happy until I became a two-time ECW heavyweight fighter, both when I was in ECW and when I was in WWE as well. Well, tell you the truth, Taz, Tony Schiavone said you were not happy, no need, whatever you happened to have won. You were never happy if you were whatever strap you won. How do you know when I was happy or not happy? I'm just saying you didn't seem to be too happy when you won the strap 2 times. You want to know why? Because I had to go down, WWF had to go down and help ECW with a WCW bind at the time, Taz says. If you didn't know, when Brad Siegel hired Mike Awesome into WCW, Mike Awesome was still the 2-time ECW heavyweight fighter at the time, and we had to get that strap off of him. All right. Drew McIntyre says, so, Alaska and Manape, if I can say either her name right, think that they got one over me. Well, I'm not. And I'm gonna dare both of them to think they can beat me. Because I got them both beat this time. I got them both beat this time. So this time, you both think you're going to win. But this time, you're not going to. Is that so, Alaska says? Is your rear yielding checks? Is that even an English word? Sheep that you can't yield. There's 2 of us and 1 of you. And now, I'm not going to say that I'm the greatest when it comes to reckoning craft, but I know 2 folks fighting 1 folk. It's a handicap that 1 folk doesn't win against. You think I'm frightened of you Descavians, strong women, whatever you want to be bloody called? You got lucky. But I know I can beat both of you in a handicap match. I'm not frightened either, you bloody bitches. Oh, that's right, Alaska says. That's right. Play like you're not frightened of us. Play like that you're worried that you might lose to the 2 of us, right, Manape? It's Manape. And yeah, he is frightened and worried that he'll lose both to us. He's worried he might kick him between his legs again. Well, first got a little warning, Ric Flair says. Can't be kicking anyone between the legs in this match. And if you truly, Drew McIntyre, feel you can fight Alaska and Manape in a handicap match, then who am I to stop you? Here today, on Dynamite or Might, it'll be Drew McIntyre taking on Alaska and Millipede, if I'm saying that Hellenish name right or not. Hellenish borrow name right or not. Here today on Dynamite or Might. Get back here, Drew McIntyre says. Well, now he's got no one to guilt, only himself for how things go. Michael Cole says in this match. Now we got a Mellipede. I guess that's how you say that Hellenish borrow name. A Mellipede coming after Drew McIntyre and taking him down. Michael Cole says she's going to pick him up, and she drops him. She's a Mattel doll herself, made for the first Wonder Woman film that came out in 27 between YL. Michael Cole said, yeah, she is, Tony Schiavone says. And Drew McIntyre is starting to wish that maybe he didn't ask for a handicap match between the two, Tony Schiavone says. Or Taz says he's going to make a Mellipede and Velasquez make them think that they got them. And then he's going to strike, Taz says. Well, if that is so, Tony Schiavone says, he's going to take a lot of beating before he strikes, right? I don't know, Michael Cole says, what he's going to do. Oh, Drew McIntyre isn't having any of it now. He just Claymore kicked it down Velasquez, the so-called goddess of madness. Now, Velasquez hitting in the corner, another Claymore kick. Now, first off, Velasquez not guilty. She's guilty of doing some things that are wrong too, But she's shifted. She's no longer the woman she was. Drew McIntyre, however, is still a creep. Michael Cole says he's going to Claymore kick her again. No, he just future shots her instead. Well, Tony Schiavone says if he can beat two of these Discavians, if that's what you call them, or strong women, forgive me, there's more than one, will he be getting the win here? 1, 2, and well, Mellipede just broke it up. Well, Taz said, so much for a doll that can't stand up, but she can get in the ring and break up the free. Wait a minute, Velasquez did a sit-up. Velasquez just did the sit-up mic bomb to him, like Kevin Owens likes to do. She just did the Thunder Gun ball. And now, Velasquez is doing all the holds that Kevin Owens likes to do to folks. And a stunner. Now Velasquez tags in the Mellipede, who is a former TWF woman heavyweight fighter. Michael Cole says, yeah, Tony Schiavone says, and now Drew McIntyre is going to get shamed again. Mellipede with a slam on him. This match is over. Oh no, Taz said, you can't kick out. You can't lose to these strong women. You can't lose to them. It's going to be bad. 1, 2, 3. Okay, alright. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Mellipede and Velasquez. Well, Velasquez and Mellipede, somehow out of luck, ended up beating Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Mike. And as we both know, he is not happy about taking that loss, Michael Cole says. No, he is not lost about taking that loss at all, Tony Schiavone says. And sadly, he's got no one to guilt, only himself for losing. And he should have fought that before he took on the match. I'll tell you right now, Taz says, a Mellipede and Velasquez beat him because it was a handicap match. And that was no fair, Taz says. Well, that could be true, Michael Cole says, or not. But now we're going to take it away now to Gorilla Monsoon. Thank you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Mike. Well, Drew McIntyre, you seem to have a strong woman bond. Ha ha ha, is that so funny, Gorilla Monsoon? Now, for some brown sake of why, I see myself in the Battle of the Amazons, or the War of the Strong Women. You know, that film that came out in the night between 63 while. I think it was an Italish film that was put into English, I don't know. Or worse, I'm somehow in the Golden Temple Amazons, or the Golden Worship House Amazons, nine between 86 while film. Or even worse than that, how about the war goddesses, also known as strong women? Which you can only see little scenes here and there, but never seen a full film. Well, how about another one? Never the River of Rats or the Waterway of Rats? Oh, well, Gorilla Monsoon said, yeah, I have seen some of those films, and you seem to be stuck in either one. You seem to be stuck in any one of those three. Well, I didn't want to be stuck in those films. I already had a bind with Ric Flair, Astronema, Ecliptor, Gajora, and now I'm fighting strong women. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get even on Belasca, on Millipede. Then I'll go on, I'll beat Oscar, and then I'll be a free-time TWF heavyweight fighter, and I'll put an end to this bloody nightmare that I am in. Well, if that is true and all, then I gotta say one thing, Girl Monsoon says. I'm glad that I'm not in the bind you are, but some would say you brought it on yourself. You know, how did I bring it on myself? By opening up it there, by taking a match with Belasca, by taking a match with Millipede. Yeah, they started with me, and I'm gonna bloody end it with them. Well, Drew McIntyre is still angry about things. Back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Mike. And that's all the time we got here for Dynamite or Mike. I, Michael Cole, with Tony Schiavone and with Taz. We hope you like Dynamite or Mike, and we'll see you tomorrow for Impact or Hit.